Hi.
That's my dog.
No, it's my dog.
You just took my dog.
This is my dog.
You just took my dog.
I know I did.
It's a sibling
I stole
rivalry
her.
at the
I
beginning
stole
of
her.
the
She's
video.
mine. Maybe not.
There. See?
I guess.
Sibling rivalry.
Sibling rivalry. I know, we're trying to talk about sibling rivalry.
But we just get so
and
mad at each other.
we're already messing it up.
You should probably introduce it because it is your channel.
I know it is. Hi everyone, it's me, Kaylee, and today I have my brother with me again, Nebraska farm boy, and I just thought he has a lot of wisdom to share with us, and I wanted him to share some of that wisdom with all of us, and we're going to talk about sibling rivalry and about just getting along as siblings. And our family is by no means perfect, not by a long shot. A lot of people have accused us of being a perfect family, and we definitely are not. We're like this really big family, and all the conflict that you might see in smaller families is amplified in our family because we're so big. So we just want to give a few things that we see in a lot of families that have a lot of conflict, and just some things that might be able to help with that. So what's our first thing?
I think our first thing was that people are just stinking rotten selfish.
Whoa, that's blunt.
It is blunt. Welcome to Nebraska Farm Boy. No, really, people are just so consumed with themselves that they can't get along, they can't have a meaningful relationship with anyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because relationships are hard work.
Absolutely. And in case you hear all of the happiness in the background, some people call it background noise. We're going to call it happiness. It's our chickens and our siblings. So
It's usually
sorry,
happy.
it's usually happy, and like
Unless
yeah,
there's conflict.
it's not
Unless
always.
there's sibling conflict.
Just spilled my tea on myself.
Okay.
Yeah, so selfishness, a lot of people don't really think of selfishness as, like, a lot of times when somebody's selfish, they don't really think that they're selfish.
No.
Because they're selfish.
Exactly. They're so consumed with themselves that they think that they're constantly serving others.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the phrases that you hear people say when they are maybe thinking of themselves and not thinking of the other person would be something like, well, they don't understand me. They aren't there to listen to me. They don't,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
They don't do this for me. It's all about me and what they can't do to me, or how they annoy me, or, you know, I hear it a lot.
That's true. And I guess I lost my thought. That's good. Truth. Truth.
Another thing that I just like want to touch on with the whole being selfish thing is that with smaller families, a lot of times selfishness works because you have these families with maybe 2 or 3 kids, and these families are okay living in their own worlds. They can take care of themselves. Somehow the household still manages to stay in one piece because everybody can do their own thing. But then you see like families that are larger, like our family, and if we asked mom to do all the work for us, it wouldn't work.
No.
So, like growing up, we've had to work together. We've had to make sure, like, I'm not saying that we were neglected and we had to take care of ourselves, but we did learn, what's the word?
Work ethic.
Work ethic, responsibility.
Yeah.
Just all
Yeah,
that.
I mean, yeah, you live on a big family, you live on a farm, and you know, you learn that you aren't going to take responsibility. It's just not going to work. I mean, we all share rooms, like not all one big room. That would be terrible.
It'd be weird.
Yeah, that'd be weird. So yeah, we have all of us boys bunk together, and you 2 oldest girls bunk together, and then the little girls bunk together. Josiah still sleeps with mom and dad, but that was. So yeah, you either adapt or you aren't going to survive. Survival of the fittest. And so far we've all survived, so it's okay.
Yeah, so far.
Yeah.
Another thing that we see people do often is they replace the relationship that we should have with our siblings with outside relationships.
Yeah, it's so much easier to have an outside relationship than to have these inside relationships, because close relationships require work, constant work with a sibling relationship. Whereas with an outside relationship, you only have to have that relationship on your terms when you want it. So it's the selfishness thing again. You don't need. You can show your best side to these people, and you want to see these people because that's the only time you have to see these people. And so a lot of people look at this and they're like, why do I always get along with my friends and I can't get along with my siblings? It's because you're selfish again.
Oh, that again.
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely it's important being able to get along with your siblings, because when you think about it, going off into the future, you might get married someday, you will have, and then you have family, you're going to have a close relationship there, and if you can't get along with your siblings, now you aren't going to do well there either.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Another thing I think is social media. Like, we can't just not do without relationships. No man is an island, right? So, a lot of times, when we don't have a close relationship with our family or with our siblings, we have to have some relationship, and often we turn to social media, which is a very poor substitute for real relationships. It's very shallow.
I mean, physical friendship, even outside the family, requires work.
Yeah.
Then you get to social media, and you don't even have to have your real face on the profile picture. You could just put somebody else's face on the profile picture if you wanted to.
And nobody would know.
Nobody would know.
Nobody would know.
Nobody would know, and you get to say whatever you want to say. Everybody's a mean person behind the keyboard.
Oh, yes. There's a lot of trolls out there.
There is indeed. If you happen to be a troll. Anyways. So yeah, it's definitely, it's a dangerous thing.
Yeah.
It can be.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like, another thing is, I think you have to think of the future and what really matters. Because you see a lot of people who fought as kids, and then as they're adults, they still fight and they still don't get along, and I think that's really sad.
Yeah, and you see when it comes to the dividing the inheritance, it just falls to pieces, and it's just a terrible thing.
Yeah.
You don't see these large, close-knit clans anymore because everybody fights as kids, and it just who's gonna be with you the rest of your life? It's your family. And those the guys are gonna stand by you, or they're going to fight against you the hardest. They're bad enemies.
Yeah. No. I think, like, when you and I get older, when we have our own families, like, I think the Mentic family reunion is going to be a really fun time, because we are close. Not because we just happen to be, or we magically became that perfect family, but because we do care, and Mom and Dad really did teach us to care about relationships. And they always make us work out our problems.
Yeah. I mean, it's intentional. That's what I like to say. It's intentional. It's not an accident. It's hard work.
Yeah, that was my next point. Was that? No, it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. Was that it takes intentionality, and a lot of the conflict you see is because we just aren't trying.
Yeah, you gotta see things from the other person's perspective. Take a little step out of your own world. I'm really slamming on this selfishness thing.
It's okay.
Yeah.
A lot of it stems from selfishness, and we're not, like, trying to, like, be mean or anything.
No.
We're just.
It's reality.
I don't know.
It's reality.
It is reality.
I'm a selfish man. I know well about selfishness. I'm an expert at it.
We all are.
Yeah.
We all are.
So yeah, you gotta step outside of your own comfort zone and take a look. What actually matters to this person? Because I find my own life, I want to talk about what I care about, what I want, what I need, and you know, people don't care about that because that's not what they.
But that's another thing, is listening.
Oh yes.
You know, I mean, if you want to talk about your dog, you want to talk about your dog, and I don't want to hear about your dog.
Yeah.
I should probably listen to you talk about your dog.
Well, that's just it. You don't even have to say anything. Listening is the most important. I find listening. I have lots of listening conversations. Well, I probably talk too much, but I do have some completely listening conversations. Makes other people feel really good, you know, and they'll listen to you talk next time.
Yeah. Showing people that you care is listening, which takes time, but it really doesn't take much else than that. Intentionality.
To use the old cliche, you've got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. You're also given 1 nose, but I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
Nobody knows.
Oh, and then finally, pride.
Yeah.
Pride. Yeah, like especially when you were like 10, we would fight over whether corn was a fruit or a vegetable. Like, corn is a vegetable.
But corn is a fruit.
No, corn's a vegetable.
But corn is scientifically a fruit.
But we eat it as a vegetable. Do you ever put corn in fruit salad?
No. But do you ever put tomatoes?
Okay, this is
getting
out.
Do you ever put tomatoes in fruit salad? Tomatoes are a fruit too.
Tomatoes are not a fruit.
Oh yeah.
It's okay to have disagreements with your siblings, and like sometimes we do fight. Like sometimes.
Occasionally we really fight.
Yeah.
Usually we have friendly fights.
Usually when, like, this is kind of a personality thing, but when Bop and I just used your nickname.
Yeah, that's okay.
Sorry.
Keek and Boppy get together.
That's an old past. But like when we get together and we fight, like usually when we yell at each other is the times when the fight really isn't bad.
No.
So like if you're yelling at me and I'm yelling back, we don't really care. I mean, we might kind of care, but like in the whole scheme of things, we don't really care. Yeah, and when we stick our thumbs down at each other, we don't really care. But then sometimes, like when the fight goes quiet and we aren't saying a lot, that's actually when it is serious.
Probably the key. But that's probably the key to a successful resolution to a fight. Is if it goes quiet. Shut up. Don't say too much.
Yeah, and like another thing is like knowing what gets to the other person. Like we know when we're yelling, we don't really mean it. I mean, we kind of do, but we don't. Like it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But when we go quiet and we aren't answering, or we're just like shutting down, then like we know. Okay, this really does matter to the other person, and that's when we need to back off.
Yeah. On that note, I think that your tone of voice can be important because I feel like some people maybe don't even mean to sound the way they sound, but the way they talk to their siblings and maybe even their parents, it's just disrespectful. And they don't even mean to be that way always, but sometimes I just feel like, I know that I've seen it in my life, when you don't necessarily mean it, maybe you're trying to be funny, or maybe you're mad at something else, or maybe you
really are mad.
Maybe you are mad, and it's your tone of voice that you use that really sets
it really matters. Yeah, absolutely. Did you have anything else to say, or should we move on to like practical?
No, I'm out. Stop being selfish. I'm gonna hammer on that again.
Yeah, no, it's fine. So, practical ways. Are you gonna say it?
What?
Stop being selfish.
Oh. Like, no, I missed it. What was the point there?
The practical.
Oh, practical way. Yeah, stop being selfish.
Stop being selfish.
That's a practical way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Another thing is criticism. So, I think like we can all understand that when somebody criticizes us, it means a lot more than when somebody compliments us. Compliments feel good, criticism hurts. So, a rule that I've heard that I try to use is for every criticism, and it should be constructive criticism, it shouldn't just be like mean criticism, but for every criticism that you give to your siblings, you should give 10 compliments. Ow! Yeah, that's a lot. So that doesn't mean that you're handsome, you're talented, you're smart, blah, blah, blah. You're the worst brother in the whole world. Like, that's not what I mean, but like, it's...
It's not like a compliment like you smell less than you did yesterday.
Yeah, not quite a compliment like that.
No, it's...
Yeah.
It's important.
Also tone again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, and that you're genuine with your compliments. I think that's the thing. I think that people are much more genuine with their criticism than with their compliments.
Yes, absolutely. I love that.
You have a lot more feeling behind that criticism than you have behind that compliment.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you got the flat face compliment. Oh, you got feeling behind that criticism.
Or there's families who don't compliment or acknowledge each other at all. It's like what you do every day, that's just expected of you.
Yeah.
I think that's really sad. I think we all need that encouragement and that compliment to keep us going and keep us joyful and happy. So that's just something I try to do to my younger siblings and my older sister as well, but especially my younger siblings.
Yeah, that's good. I'm not good at compliments. I'm better at criticism.
I'm trying to think.
There's a thing. There's a thing about a verbal compliment and even compliment by maybe showing appreciation for something, even like by not compliment by not criticizing something, even if you think that it's a little bit not your thing.
Yeah, I think I see what you're trying to say.
Yeah, it's a little bit convoluted.
That was really gross.
What?
Some bird just pooped on my sock.
That is bad.
That is terrible.
Yeah, they've been attacking me recently. I guess it was probably me.
There's no compliments from the birds.
No.
Okay, so to wrap it up, is there anything? I had notes.
Okay.
I haven't even been going off of them. Okay, yeah, so finally, like, if you don't desire to have a relationship with your siblings and to not have that conflict and to actually, like, enjoy being siblings, enjoy being together, if you don't really desire that and if you don't work towards that, nothing's going to change. You can't expect your sibling to change first and then that you're going to automatically become that better sibling. You've got to take the first step.
Yeah, I mean, you're always going to be at fault in these situations too, and yeah, you gotta fix one side before you can fix the other. Fact is, even if they became 100% perfect tomorrow, they'd suddenly find that you were very imperfect, and you would see that you were very imperfect.
Yeah.
They'd be hard to live with.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a two-way street, but nothing's gonna start unless you take responsibility. Not claiming that everything's your fault per se, but I am gonna say that that you're the only one who can change you. Oh well, yeah, you're the only one who you have the ability to change. You can't change the other person.
Yeah.
So if you want to do anything about it, it's up to you. And just sitting and having a pity party about it isn't going to do anything.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like, again, we are by no means perfect. We still disagree, and we're not a perfect family. That's, like, absolutely something I want to make very clear. And we just want to see more families get along. We don't want to see so much conflict that there is today, and it's really sad. It's really sad how much conflict there is and how many siblings don't get along, and they're trying to find relationships out of the family. They're trying to drown themselves in social media and the internet and sports, whatever it is.
Boyfriends, I just have to
Boyfriends, yeah. Boyfriends or girlfriends.
Or girlfriends.
Yeah. That's another subject for another day.
Yeah, that's
so we've talked like really rambly, really long, so.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for stopping by and for listening to us, and we will see you later.
Bye.
By the way, if you like having Nebraska Farm Boy on,
give it a thumbs up.
Give it a no.
Comment the word purple.
Like my shirt?
Yeah, comment.
Like if you like what I said, comment purple.
Purple.
If you like what he comment black. Or grunt.
Or
There's so many words that we're going to have people say, so anyway.
Comment knife.
Bye.